Bert Oliva's Mastermind Circle.
A lot of people on here today. So if you're new, I want to welcome you to the Mastermind Circle. And if you're a member, I want to welcome you back. If you're here, raise your hand to make sure you guys are with me. Today, we're going to talk about focus.
Bert Oliva is an international orator. He speaks around the world about his experiences and teaches humanology, the scientific study of human potential. He has enchanted audiences all over the world, showing them the power of mind over matter.
He's one of the most talented speakers out here, and I highly recommend him to any type of book.
The more prepared you are, the luckier you'll be.
He is the world-renowned authority on leadership and human behavior.
Mr. Bert Oliva.
Bert Oliva!
He's considered the voice of inspiration and motivation. Today, he'll pass his knowledge on to all of us.
For over 2 decades, Bert Oliva has touched the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. Bert has a dedicated social media following and an impressive online influence few possess, enabling him to communicate with audiences he has touched near and far.
I think he's one of the greatest motivators out there.
The thing I love about Bert is he's on stage and he gives his heart every single time.
He has developed many programs, recorded audio CDs, and written books, all of which to help those ranging from individuals to corporate and Fortune 500 companies. He has dedicated his life to speaking all over the globe and met some of the most influential and powerful people in the world.
Okay, let's go.
He has also coached highly successful business executives and politicians.
Normally seen as impossible.
I believed it and I did it.
An infectious motivator.
So get ready to learn tools that will help you tap into your potential.
Pay attention, this is real stuff.
Get ready to have an experience you won't soon forget. Please help me welcome Bert Oliva.
If you have a paper and pencil or your journal, this is the time to bring it out. I'm going to give you some techniques. One of the things is that we're communicating with our community. And Andrew, who's part of the Mastermind Circle and part of other communities that I'm a part of, reached out to me actually yesterday and told me that he wanted to know some techniques about how to focus, how to stay on focus. So we were able to put something together for him and for those of you that are having some difficult times, we're focusing. Also, if you're already focusing, great, because this will be some techniques that will actually confirm what it is you're doing. If you're not, these are powerful techniques. They're not in any order. However, they're the top 7 techniques that I came up with with the team in order to help anyone that wants to get focused on how to do it. So you guys are ready. If you're ready, raise your hands to make sure you guys are with me. All right, great. Focus is really important. In order to, how do you stay focused? It's one of the most difficult things. People want to succeed, and a lot of times what happens, they lose focus, and they end up doing more work than they should, or they end up doing other types of work instead of the ones that they're supposed to be doing in order to become more successful in their life. So here's 7 techniques or 7 tools that you can use to stay focused. Number 1 is create a list. A lot of people, a lot of times say, well, I have everything here. I know what I have to do. I've done this task before. So as long as I have it here, I'm going to be able to actually focus. The truth is that a lot of times we lose focus. So the best thing is to make sure that you write down your list. In fact, in order for me to do this today, even though I have these tools, I use them all the time, and I can say, let me go off my mind. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that I go off the list that I created to make sure I hit every single point. That way it keeps me focused. So creating a list is really powerful. Number 2, write this down. Turn your notifications off. In today's world with social media and our phones, what happens is that you get into an important task at any given time, and while you're doing your task, there's notifications coming in, there's an email coming in, or there's a text message. And a lot of times what happens is when that comes in, it takes you away from what you're doing. And maybe that task you were doing can take you, let's say, an hour or 2, and they'll end up being 3 or 4 hours. The reason is because you lose focus because the notifications are coming in, and your focus will start going towards the notification and take away from what it is that you're doing. So that's number 2. Number 3, this one is really important. I really like this one because a lot of people do the opposite. you got to make sure that you do the hardest part of your task first, not the easiest ones. We have a tendency of doing what's easy first because, we'll say, since I'll leave the hardest part for last. And what happens is by the time you do that, you're kind of burnt out or you're tired or it's maybe later in the day. So when you're going to start whatever it is you're going to do, make sure you get the hardest part of the task done first and then the easy one at the end. Then that way you'll be actually feeling better by the time you're done because you'll complete your task at hand. This is number 4. Number 4, write things down. In fact, a lot of times, even for what we're doing today, even moving the trailer around, we had a blowout. This is our second blowout on the trip. And believe it or not, we wrote it down. So we're able to go back and actually do whatever it was that we did the first time a lot easier. So as you're creating certain tasks in your life, believe it or not, just by writing it down one time, and that's what journals are good for. You can write these things down. And remember, 80% retention span comes from an action. So if you write things down, it now becomes embedded in your conscious or your subconscious mind in order for you to be able to do it easier the second time around. So writing things down are really important. Number 5, get all your tools together. Whatever it is that you're going to do, whatever tools are needed to get that task done, get all your tools together. For example, I'll use the same example of having the blowout. We know that we need a jack. We know that we need the wrench. We know that we need the actual tire. We know we need a couple of things that have to get done in order for us to move that tire. We need to put the trailer with the brakes on. We need to put the chucks under the tire. There's a process. So making sure that we have all the tools laid out before we get started makes the task easier. And on top of that, we stay focused. We were able to do a change of a tire in 15 minutes when the first time we ever did it took us about an hour and 20 minutes. So that really works. Make sure that you get all your tools together. Number 6, withhold rewards. We as human beings like to get rewarded a lot of the times. And a lot of people, and not just with focus, with everything they do in life, they reward themselves way too soon. Reward yourself when you've earned it. Like right after this session of Mastermind, I will reward myself, because the task is done. And we were focused and we were able to complete it. So make sure that you withhold your rewards to the end of what it is you were doing. Don't reward yourself in between. For example, let's say you're doing a task and you know that it's going to take you the first part of the morning and you just want to go ahead and have lunch. Don't get your lunch until you've completed your task. Have a snack in between, but don't stop to make yourself a sandwich or go out to lunch, because when you come back, you lose the momentum. And that task might A, never get completed, or B, take you way longer than you anticipated. And number 7, focus on the end product. Focus on what it's going to look like, or it's going to feel like, or it's going to sound like when you're completed at the end. That's really the end product. A lot of people say, wow, this is going to take me so long. I don't know how I'm going to focus on this. It's going to take me so long for me to complete it that, you know what, I'll do it tomorrow. And you guys heard me say this before. Tomorrow may never come, so you will not complete your task. So let me go through these 7 tools again. And I'm going to go real slow, just give you so that way you guys can write them down. Then I'm going to open up for questions. Number 1, create a list. Make sure you have your list ready. Number 2, turn off notifications. Number 3, make sure you do the hard tasks first. Number 4, write things down. Number 5, get all the tools together that's needed for the actual task. Number 6, withhold rewards. Do not reward yourself way too soon. And number 7, focus on the end product. So I usually take a little bit more time. I just wanted to make sure that these tools went out. And I also wanted to let you know that if you're part of our mastermind group, we really take it, at heart, that we want to support and help all the members. So please, if you have questions, reach out to us on our Facebook. Reach out to Alexa, to Valerie, to LJ, to or even Eric, everyone on our team, and they'll eventually get to me. It's a little harder to get to me at times. You know, I'm a little busy at times. However, we do get back to you. And today's session was really dedicated to one of the members that asked us that question: how do I stay focused? I'm having a difficult time staying focused. And I really hope that these tools will actually work for you. Anyone that wants to ask questions, I'm about to open up the questions. So make sure you let Valerie know and she'll put you on. And I made this mastermind session pretty short and sweet. I hope it's very powerful. I know it is, but I hope it is for you. So any questions? Do we have any questions? How do you learn to say no to people when you need to focus on your task? That's a whole different topic. But that's something that a lot of times you don't have to say no. You can just say yes, just not right now. You know, Alex is really good at this. Actually, I do it a lot as well. If you come to me and I'm in the middle of a project or I'm doing something, whether it's for BOWA World or BOWA Studios, or we're working on whatever the case is, and you come to me in that precise moment, I'll tell you, I'll get back to you in a few, or go ahead and, you know, I just can't do it right now. Come back to me in the next hour. Come back to me in the next 2 hours. However, I give them kind of a timeline that really is going to work for me, not for them to come back and then I send them off again for another hour. So it's okay to say no. Your time is valuable. This is why I take it so personal, and I apologize from the beginning, because I really like to start these sessions, all my sessions, even when I go live on a seminar. If you guys ever been to one of my seminars, for those of you that have been and you've seen me speak recently, you'll know that I like to start on time. And I like to finish on time. If they tell me, Bert, you're going to be there for 45 minutes, I'm done at 44 minutes, because time is really valuable. So when I tell someone no, I really don't like to say no to them. I'll say yes, just not right now. And I'll tell them, once you come back in 30 to 45 minutes, when they come back, I know that I've sent them out for 45 minutes. I'm going to get to the point that I need to get to. So when they come back, I can give them my undivided attention. So I hope that answers your question.
Thank you for making this a topic. My name is Andrew. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And it's actually like amazing because I usually like write the list, like the steps that you wrote out, but like almost all the steps, but like the only times when I lose my focus is when, let's say you make an appointment and you go meet a professional and they say no to you. And then you go to the next one, they say no. And then you find that you're losing focus on the things that you really want to do. Like, how do you carry on from that point?
When people tell me no, or they give me a rejection, one of the things that I do, and I've always done, is I'll contact that person and tell them why. I want to know why. What could I have done better to make sure we would have moved forward with what we said we were going to do? Did I do something wrong? Because if you don't know what it is that you're doing, the chances are you're going to repeat it 4, 5, 6, even 10 times before you realize what it is you're saying or doing. So clarity is power. So what you want to do so that doesn't happen or continues to happen to you is just pick up the phone and say, you know what, Andrew, this is Bert. I'm calling because the proposal I sent you, you know, I got denied, and I want to know if there's anything I could have done to make sure that I got your business, or, you know, something that I maybe didn't say. And 9 out of 10 times, for the most part, they'll be impressed that you even made that call, and then they'll answer you and tell you what it is you can work on yourself to make sure that the next couple of calls, you don't get the same thing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you so much, Bert.
You're welcome, but thank you so much. You see, this is an example, Andrew, this is the example of being part of the mastermind. I mean, we're going to, after we come back from our trip, because we've been traveling for over 2 weeks now, we're going to get even more focused. I have a bunch of interviews that are coming in, and when I do these mastermind circles are way different than when I'm on stage, because I really want to connect with this group. This is a movement. This is not about Bert. This is not about BOWA. This is about a positive movement that we're going to set forward as a community, and we need to involve as many people as we can. That's why when I'm coming in here, I don't have a bunch of notes and everything. I'm answering with the tools that I've used in my life that's made me successful, and the tools that I give the students that pay me a lot of money to go ahead and get coached. And this is what this is all about. So every question that you ask, there is no dumb question. The dumbest question is the one you don't ask. And this whole session was really dedicated to you, my friend, because it was such a great topic that I knew that if we can put it out there, and sometimes that's what it takes. because you opened that topic, and there's a lot of people in the room today. In fact, I'm impressed considering I've been out of town, and I'm sure that other people that are getting some valuable tools because you opened up.
Yeah.
So I want more people to do that. More of the members to understand that this is really a community of us for us to grow as a team. And if I don't have the answers, because I don't have all the answers, I have a lot of them. Yeah. I will make sure that I'll come back to you with the right answers, and I will be bringing a lot of great people to the interviews, which will answer some of those questions. So thank you so much, Andrew. Thank you for participating. Thank you for the question, and thank you for staying with us and keep making it happen.
Of course, I have to try my best. Thank you, Bert.
All right. This is what it's all about. It's about communicating. And again, I'm doing this because I know that I have a great couple out there, Lisa and James, that they have a deadline at 9 o'clock. And that's why one of the reasons I rushed everything, because every person in our community means a lot to us. We're really connected with all the members. All the newcomers, we still don't know much about you, and we're going to get to know you. However, I want to make sure that you guys understand that we're a strong community here, and we care about you. We communicate with you in other social media. Come Wednesday, we want to make sure that we cover as much as we can, and we know people's timelines and everything. So I have a couple of things. I have 2 questions that we'll send anonymous. One of them was, how do you prioritize on what to focus on first? Well, okay, it all depends. Like, for me, if I'm doing an event, I make sure that right before the event, I look at my PowerPoint and I make sure that I know there's certain tools that I have that I use. And I prioritize whatever it is going to get me organized to make sure that I deliver the best message to that group and be able to touch lives in a positive way. So it's like an outline that I have. And I'll make sure that I'll go ahead and grab that note. In fact, I'm known for having what's called an inventory of my speeches. And a lot of times we'll go in an event, and while the event's going on, let's say I'm speaker number 4, I'll look at it after I've prepared my PowerPoint, I've practiced my PowerPoint the night before. I'll go ahead and look and say, you know what, Alex, Valerie, LJ, we might have to change this around, because we want to make sure this other 2 speakers spoke about this. So why give them the same message? Why don't we add to what they said and be able to put it in? So prioritizing yourself, being able to organize yourself at the moment is a great tool, and you will learn how to do more with that as you start using some of the tools that I shared with you today. And that's why when people see me, even though it may be the same program, but you see me in 2 different cities or states or countries, you'll realize that, wow, it's a little different, because it's always customized for the audience at hand. So I hope I answered your question there. Got another one here? Oh, I have another one. I have one for Belinda. Belinda has had some issues. She's hurt right now. She has issues with her mouth. So I want to make sure that as a group, for those of you that believe in God, put out a prayer to Belinda, make sure that she's doing better. I know she was in pain this morning. We couldn't talk on my way here to Florida. We made it to Florida, guys. We just crossed the border from Atlanta to Georgia. Please explain the reward timeline. I didn't understand. Okay, the reward. As human beings, Belinda, we have this thing that we like to reward ourselves way too soon. For example, people like to diet. They like to get in shape. They like to work out. And they'll say, by the end of the week, when I lose the 5 pounds, I'll go ahead and reward myself with my favorite dessert, because I know that if I do that I won't gain the weight back. However, someone shows up in the middle of the week with their favorite dessert. They'll say, you know what, I'm going to eat that dessert and I'll make up for it on Saturday. No, you just rewarded yourself and you didn't deserve it. And that's what it is. If you're doing a task or a focus of whatever the case is, you like right now, my focus for this session was to make sure that I give everyone 7 powerful focus tools. I wasn't going to do 5 and then say to everyone, hey, why don't we come up with the other 2 before the event? No, we did this first thing in the morning. So I already was studying my 7 points. And now I can reward myself at the end of the session. So I hope I was able to explain it. You know, rewarding yourself is something that most people do. I would say 97% of the people that are after their success in life, people that are into self-help and self-growth and personal power, for the most part, are always giving themselves rewarded way too soon. And then they wonder why they don't get to where it is they were going. If you slow down a little bit, and I'm not just talking to you, Belinda, I'm saying to overall everyone and that's a great question, by the way. Overall, you know, when you're ready to get rewarded is because you deserve it. And if you start doing a little bit more of that in your life, you will be amazed how much more happier you'll be and how much of a better lifestyle you're going to have, because you will start accomplishing more things than you ever thought possible. And the best part is you're getting rewarded all the time. So reward yourself after you've completed your task or your goal or, you know, whatever you were set out and you were focused on. So I hope I answered that question for you, Belinda, and I hope you feel better. And our prayers go out to you too. We have a live call. Okay, we have a live. Let's go live, and then I have a couple more questions.
My name is Elia, and I do the same thing that you do. You know, I love working with wood. And what I do is that I make a list of the stuff that I need, because if not, I'll go to Home Depot and say, all right, I need a bag of screws, I need this. And then I'll come back and I'll be like, oh my God, I didn't need none of this. So it's a waste of time. So I will have to go back to Home Depot and then return it. So it's not only time, it's gas wasted.
That's
so
right.
I do a list, and, you know, I make a list. I say, all right, I need this, or I have this. And then I take my time and start working on what I need. But what you said with the notifications, I have an app on there, and what it does, it mutes the apps, but when you pull down the screen, it saves all the apps there who contacted you.
What's the name of the app?
I can't remember right now,
Okay,
but I will post it on.
When you remember, post it on the Facebook group, Mastermind group.
I am.
So everyone in the group can see it, because I'm gonna download it myself. I think it's a great app. But how long have you been doing that for yourself? Not the app part, but the getting your tools together. How long have you been doing that?
For like about a year.
And it's working. It's made a big difference, right?
Yes, it saved a lot of money on gas and time.
Right, because sometimes you got to go back several times, and then, you know, and yes. especially when the person is creative like you, and you're starting a task like the plaque you did for us, which I love, and I have it right next to my desk. You know, you do that, but in the process, you're so creative that you're like, oh, I got to go fix that window. So you end up buying stuff for the window. And then you did part of and next thing you know, long story short, you end up getting some of it, and some for one project and something for the other project, but not enough for any single project. So being able to do the list, yeah, it works. So thank you so much for sharing. And which of the tools that you haven't been using did you like?
I like all of them. I've been trying to keep on all of them, especially being on time. I love being on time wherever I go. And I try to expect the same from other people. I'll be like, oh my God, it's 3 o'clock, and this person said it's 3:30. And I'm like, no, I can't wait.
So thank you, Leah. Thank you so much for asking me a live question.
You're welcome.
I want to wish Felicia Reed a happy birthday. She's one of our members, even though last time she wanted to talk to my wife and not me, but we'll talk about that later. I'm only kidding. I want to wish you a happy birthday. Guys, can you guys come with me real quick right here? This is how we do it here. There's over 100 people online right now, and this is how we do it. Ready? Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Happy birthday, dear Felicia. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed making it for you. All right, guys. I don't think I have any other questions. If there's anyone that wants to do a live question, let me check. Do we have anyone left?
Felicia said, thank you so much.
You're so welcome, Felicia. You're awesome. You rock. All right, guys, we're done. It was a short mastermind session, but to the point. I hope you guys enjoyed the information we gave you. Please log in to the Mastermind Circle on Facebook, and let's stay in touch. Reach out. Let me know what type of speakers you guys want me to bring on. Reach out. Let me know. I want you to participate a little more. I want you to ask what type of tools you want to know, what type of techniques you want to hear talk about. You know, you want to see more of Alex in here. You want to see more of Valerie, more of LJ. Maybe a whole session of just video editing, or why he chooses certain cameras. That can help. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we're willing to bring out to the Mastermind Circle. Yes, it's Bert Oliva's Mastermind Circle, but it's my family. And BOWA is my family. We one with another. We travel together, we go all over the world, and we learn together. And we're able to come in here and share our knowledge with you. And no holds barred. We're a huge open book, man. And anything you guys want to learn, just ask. If we don't have the answer, I'll be honest, we will not guide you in the wrong way. We will actually tell you the things you need to learn and how to apply them and how to expand the best life that you can have. Well, I got to go now. I know the time has come, and I'm going to miss you guys. Remember to live life and don't let life live you. I'll see you next week, and my name is Bert Oliva. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep making it happen, and I'll talk to you soon.
Register online and join us today for all new live interviews and weekly topics only at themastermindcircle.com.